Hello folks, this is Brad. Today I'll be bringing you some beginning player tips from Beginning Player. As we said in the introduction video, I'm kind of a newbie to all of this. I did play Dungeons and Dragons back in the 80s, but it had been 30 years of nothing in between, or 35. And so I had to start back over again basically. So I have some tips here to help you get going, things to put you on the right path, and things for you to consider and remember. So, before you even think about your character, consider what it is that you want from the gaming experience itself. That could be anything. You know, you want to go on epic adventures. You want to learn how to be a wizard and throw spells around, or whatever it is that you want from the game. Maybe it's just camaraderie with your friends, and that's great. Just figure out what it is that you want from the game, because number two, think about that and think about how your character that you create can help you achieve those things that you're after, and study the different classes and races and how implementing those into your play can help you get what you want from the game. An easy example of that is, do not be a fighter if you want to sling spells around. Do not be a wizard if you are worried about being able to remember how to do spells and how many spell slots you have. You know, work up to that. But just take those things into consideration when you're deciding what class you want to play. And then have a zero session. Session zero with you and the other players in the game and the game master. Sit down and have a session zero. If you're not sure what a session zero is, that's when you all get together before gameplay to talk about the campaign that you're going to be on. The dungeon master will tell you what setting you're going to be in. Tell you some of the ideas that you have. He'll ask you what you want from the experience. He'll ask you what your thoughts are on your character and its races and classes and such. And when you work through the session zero, everyone there will then have an idea of what the campaign is. If everyone doesn't know already what the roles will be, you'll have an idea of what roles there are. And people can begin to start talking about which roles they want to fill. And then just keep thinking about your character, what you want out of it. But during all of this, during the session zero, after the session zero, while you're building your character, just keep those things in mind. What do you want out of the game? And what role is your character supposed to play within the party? And then, as you're building your character, you decide the race, you decide the class, and you decide what skills are going to be emphasized, what weapons they're going to use, what spells they're going to use. And all of that is informed by the decisions that you made earlier. In gameplay, pay attention to your GM. Just don't be daydreaming about something else while the GM's giving you important information. I promise he's not talking just to have fun with it. He is giving you information that will benefit you and the party and him throughout the entire campaign. And take notes. Notes not only help you to remember things that happened long ago, perhaps, but also, it could save the party someday. You'd be the key to a puzzle or the name of a contact in some faraway town or land you had no idea you'd even be in at the beginning of the campaign. So take notes, stay engaged, You'll have the information there, and if nothing else, it shows the game master that you are engaged and present and care. And trust me, with the time and effort that he's putting into making each encounter, deciding what NPCs you're going to run into, designing the dungeon or whatever combat area that you're going to be playing in, he's putting in his time. Give him your attention. Number 6, put yourself into the mindset of your character. If role-playing and voices help you do that, great. That's wonderful. That just adds to everything. But if not, that's fine too. Just do whatever you need to do to put yourself in a position to make in-game decisions as your character would make them, not necessarily how you would make them. To me, that's one of the most important things. You're not out there running this campaign unless you make your character like you. But if your character is not exactly like you, then when you're making in-game decisions, you have to take that into consideration. You have to make the decisions that your character would make. Number 7, with your party's best interest in mind, try to use every tool in your tool set to see what you like and don't like, what your character's advantages and disadvantages are. Skill-wise, weapon-wise, spell-wise. Find your lane. It's not bad to get out of your lane occasionally, but you need to know your lane and you need to know how to fill your lane. You have a role. Fill your role, and then after that, then all the experimentation is great. Number 8, not all encounters can be or are designed to be just simply hack and slash or tossing spells around or combat. There's puzzles, there's interactions with other NPCs, there's traps, there's info gathering. All of those are valid and part of the game. Know that and learn that to your advantage. Goes back to paying attention and taking notes. All of these things are pieces to the puzzle that your game master's putting together. And then you use those to solve the puzzles and riddles that he's setting before you. And the best way to do that is to pay attention and know that it's not just all about killing a dragon. Number 9, when in doubt, ask someone. You better ask somebody. Be it another player, the GM, a forum somewhere, or whatever, or whoever. Just don't hesitate to ask. Don't run around with false assumptions and think that if you ask a question that everybody's going to look down on you because you're a noob and don't know what you're doing. The more questions you ask, the better grasp you'll have on the situation, and the better you'll be able to fulfill your role within the party and help the party have a successful campaign. And lastly, and most importantly, have fun. It's about having fun. It's about getting together with your friends, creating worlds and stories and adventures that you are the only ones that are doing. I mean, you can use the same adventure book from Wizards of the Coast that whoever else has done. And it'll be the same outline, but it won't be the same story. So, know your character, know your role, and have fun with it. We're all here to have fun, and that's what it's all about. And if you're not having fun, you're bringing everyone else down. So, just to go over everything again real quickly. Before you even consider your character, consider what you want out of the game. Think about how your character can help you achieve that goal. Go to a session 0. Encourage your game master to have a session 0 and other players, if they're not wanting to do it, just encourage them to do it. and so everybody can have a jump on the situation and know where they're at before they even design their characters. Then design your character. Then know your role and build your character to best fulfill your role. In gameplay, pay attention. Take notes. Not everyone at the table has to take notes, even though I would recommend that, but not everyone does. If someone's taking notes and you have access to that, then that's good. But someone should be taking notes, and everyone should be paying attention. Then put yourself into the mindset of your character and make those decisions based on that character, not on what you would do, but rather on what your character would do. With your party's best interest in mind, learn your skills. Learn what your weapons are good at and what they're not. Learn what your spells are good at and what they're not. Not just in combat, but utilitarian spells, face of the party spells, buff spells, whatever. Learn what they do, learn how they help, and use them. Not all encounters are hack and slash. There's puzzles, there's interactions. Learn that. Lean into that. That's incredibly fun. It's just as fun as the hack and slash. When in doubt, ask someone. Don't be wondering about things. Don't be making wrong assumptions. Ask, get the answer, move forward, and have fun. Thank you. Good night.